Okay, wow, boys and girls, this is something I'm going to share with you today on the channel. A little bit special, a little bit different. The A rank setup today, you might look at this and say, hey, isn't that a B rank setup for volume profile? Using this setup, you today would have quite literally caught the top of a massive, massive meltdown on NASDAQ. Would you have had that long? Probably not. You got small balls, just like me. So, it's a fantastic setup. We'll break through here. So, first of all, we got the overnight value area low. All right, there's the overnight profile going into the New York Open. Okay, this is what it looked like right off the bat. You can just see immediately what I'm about to show you. But I'm about to show you something a little bit extra, which I haven't yet shared on this channel either. Now, so as we know, with the volume profile, of course, this setup here was before the first half an hour developed. So we can't use the developing profile as an extra confluence here. So for this short, so far you've got your overnight value area low, right? And the market's pulled up to retest that, and it's kind of stacked with the overnight point of control. They're super close together today. So you got a double stacked sort of area, sort of zone to look for sells as the market broke away. When you get that breakaway, the pullback and the retest is what you're looking for when this happens, okay? Especially off the New York Open with these overnight levels. So the pullback and the retest here. Now, let me show you something magic. Boom. Okay, what am I looking at here? This is the VWAP. Now, VWAP is a tool that when I first started using volume profile, I used heavily, extensively with volume profile. It's a fantastic added confluence. I ended up removing it in the end to keep things simple. I was having too much lines on my chart, and I was just like, you know what? I only need the volume profile levels. However, I have been adding it back into my trading to help with extra confluences lately. Using VWAP, you can get extra confirmation on your volume profile trades. All right. So let's just break it down real brief. Have a look what we've got here. We've got, without the VWAP, it was a really good trade setup still. This is a B rank trade, right? Double stacked area. It's a breakaway and a pullback. You get short here at the overnight value low. Your stop loss, you want to be behind the stack levels. So you're looking at least 120 ticks. Probably give it a bit of space, go 150, round it up. 150 tick stop loss, and either targeting 1-to-1 as I normally would, or, if you hold a runner, hold it down to the lows. You have no idea it's going to completely melt down like this. However, some people I did see had DM me on Instagram and said, yo, Cam, I caught this trade. I caught the top. There's the trade setup, right? And then that's a really, really good trade setup. But I'll show you what made this more confident is when you throw the VWAP on there, okay? The VWAP, the blue line is the VWAP, okay? That's the main volume weighted average price, which is basically showing you a dynamic fair value. Based on how much volume's traded at each price point, the VWAP is the average highest volume price point, okay? And that's going to move up and down as the volume develops in the session. That's your main line you're looking at. However, the lower and upper band is one standard deviation from VWAP, and these are levels referred to and used by institutions and algorithms as reference points for trades. So when you get the VWAP, or at least one of the VWAP standard deviations, aligning with a volume profile confluence, you see the market pull back, broke away from the VWAP standard deviation, pulled back into the stacked area. Stacked volume profile levels plus the VWAP lower deviation band made that an A rank setup for a short, for either a really clean, quick in and out trade or an absolute monster trade, depending on, again, like I said, how big your balls are today. So that was easily trade setup of the week. I know it's only Monday, but if it was Friday, that would be trade setup of the week. That's an amazing, perfect setup right off the bat. And that's a tool you can use to sort of add extra confirmation. If it's too early in the session and the developing volume profile hasn't yet had enough time to add in volume and give you that extra confirmation, using that VWAP can be something you use as an added layer of confirmation. Now, in just a couple of hours, I'm about to upload the first module of the VWAP additional content to the course inside of school. So anyone who's inside of school today, you're getting that as extra content as part of your membership. I'm adding a complete VWAP module to the existing volume profile trading course, going into more depth. What VWAP is, why it's important, why it works, plus how to use it in multiple ways to assist with volume profile trading. So volume profile still takes precedence, but the VWAP is an added layer of confluence that can turn those lower confidence trades into high confidence trades and can even help you avoid bad trades. So it's an excellent tool. It's based on volume, so it gets the check mark of approval. That's going to be added into the school today and throughout the week, along with more examples. Now, we just wrapped up the Asian live session, a bit late on the YouTube video today, but we just wrapped up the live Asian session for the day inside of school. Caught a really clean, one tiny stop loss, but then a really clean short from here. I closed out at 1-to-1. But a bunch of viewers ended up holding that further all the way down to the lows. So really good session today. Currently up $16,000 on this Take Profit Trader Pro account. Made about $2,000 on yesterday's live session, and then yeah, up only a little bit, about 600 today so far. Just small trades, but I'm going to be looking to take more trades throughout the day, and of course in tomorrow's live London session. So if you want to come join us for that inside of school, I'll leave that link pinned in the description and the comments below. Got 329 people up in here now. And just this week, we had a member inside get moved to live for the first time ever, just based on what he's learned in here, and he's been developing really well. Andrew taking multiple payouts, and now he's been moved to live. So it's a nice tight group of winners in here, boys and girls. I'll leave that pinned in the comments. So I'll catch you inside, or I'll see you on tomorrow's YouTube video. See you then.